All right, so for this one, I gave it this sort of like very gimmicky architecture of an agentic system that I built. It's a planner agent, writer agent, editor agent. This is something that we actually show how to build in my AI agents course. And so we have internet, we have some articles, we give that to this agentic system, and the system will produce a course plan. Now I'm gonna prompt it to build out maybe code for this. I don't expect it to actually give me working code, but I just want to know how it actually approaches this and if it can understand this image. And there's a lot of pieces missing here for this agentic system. Like there's no information about the tools, there's maybe a hint here, but I want to know how it figures things out. Again, this is something that was mentioned in today's demo from one of the OpenAI researchers, that these models are getting better at reasoning, filling in the gaps, making more sense out of information like this, and then dealing with ambiguity is much better. So I'm just going to prompt it, help me implement this agentic workflow using any agent framework you might be familiar with. That's it. It doesn't matter which one. I'm actually not even going to test the code. I just want to see what kind of code it produces. I'm familiar with agentic frameworks like LangGraph, TrueAI, AutoGen, and so on. So let's look at it. Well, it did it in a couple of seconds. Amazing. That's great. And it actually chose LangChain, which I'm not surprised. But anyways, it has the planner agent. It says input a collection of articles and potential access to the internet or a vector database for context. That's great. This is something that's impressive here already because I did not mention anything like that. And generate a high-level course outline or plan from the input articles. This is nice. Output a structured course plan draft, list of modules or lessons. Okay, that's great. I mean, all of these agents are going to output something to provide to the next agent and so on. So this one is a structure plan from the planner agent, right? Flesh out each module, okay? A draft of the full course text. Okay, so this is going to be the draft, and then you have the editor, which is going to polish the final course plan ready for publication. So this is great because when you're building these agents, you will need to describe the role of each agent. You will need to provide what the model will do, what's the task, right? Provide some background and all of this pieces of information, which I don't provide here. I just provide labels. This could already help us if we're building these agents, gives us ideas on how to maybe prompt the agents or the prompts we're providing to the agents and how we can set up the different agents. All right, technical considerations. Each agent can be implemented as a LangChain agent or simply as a chain of LLM calls with carefully engineered prompts. Okay, that's fine. I'm not surprised by that. If external tools like web searches or vector databases are needed, these can be integrated as tools for the agent. That's okay. All right, so this one, it says the planner agent might use a retrieval chain to gather insights from articles. I agree with that. Maybe that could be useful. The writer agent might not need tools, only the generated plan. I think that's correct. The editor agent might be a refinement step using a straightforward LLM call. That's also very correct. All right, let's look at the implementation itself. Again, I'm not going to test the code. This is something that I might try to do in a different video. So here is the planner agent. So this is the prompt itself, right? It actually came up with a prompt, which is really nice. And then here is the chain. All right, it's using GPT-4. And then here are the articles. And then this is just an example of it. Okay, we can need to replace the articles with the actual content and so on. So this is the writer agent now. The writer agent has its own prompt. You can see down here, it proposed its own prompt. And then it has the writer chain, all right? And then it has the editor agent, again, its own prompt as well. It has its own task that it needs to perform. And then finally, here's the final course plan. So it says editor chain.run. And I guess all of these are gonna be chained together. And then that's gonna allow us to render the final course plan. Yeah, so this is more like an LLM chain that's being implemented here. There's no access to tools and things like that. So here it says end-to-end agent setup. It says example tools. These are the tools. This is the plan tool, write tool, edit tool, and it even has an example of that. So it says if you prefer to use a single agent that can handle these steps in sequence, you could design tools for plan course, write course, and all of these ones. Then it says you can initialize an agent that picks these tools in order. So this is how the tools are being passed to the agent. And so you can see here, this is a zero-shot React description. This might actually be working code. And then finally, here is the agent run. So it looks like valid LangChain code, which is nice. What I wanted to see is the implementation details, but it looks like it's a good starting point. Even though everything might not work out of the box, it does look like a good starting point for this implementation. And the remarkable thing about this is that the selection of the tools, right? There is no mention of tools here. Yes, I provided a hint and so on, but the explanations of the agent, right? What is the task? What is the output? All of these things are very important for how you implement and get the agent or the agentic system to actually work. And this one is a sequential agentic workflow. So it's really impressive that it implemented things for us and it kind of filled in the gaps for us, which is great. We went from a simple diagram to a full implementation here. And the only thing that was missing here is to actually test it.